Today's video we're talking about defensive ships. Now we're not talking about any ships in particular because there's many defensive ships in this game, and I'm not going to go through each and every one of these because it's going to be a very long video. So we're going to cut things short and talk about how to make a ship defensive instead. So I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure there's like a topic that most of you guys are aware of, defensive ships and whatnot, how to go about making them better, more durable, whatnot. It's a very easy process. So in the game of Azur Lane, there's two stats that are very key to survivability. The first is health. Obviously, if your health hits 0, your ships sink. To avoid that, you want to have a lot of health. The second is evasion. Evasion makes it so if a ship hits you and you have enough accuracy or have enough evasion or is high enough, you won't get hit. Just as good, if not better, than health. Very powerful. So that's the big takeaways for those two stats, health and evasion. So in terms of gear, there's many ways to go about doing that stuff. So accessories wise, let's go actually no, let's go to a Vanguard. Let's go to a Vanguard and go from there. So Vanguard wise, there's many health items in this game. Like there's the little pendant thing or whatever you get from core data. This is like I think it's like 550 health right here. This seal of the 4 gods. This is pretty sizable on health. I've personally never used this thing because even though it gives the highest health, I believe, for Vanguards, except for the VH plating and whatnot, it doesn't give any heals, unlike the repair toolkit. So if your repair toolkit heals at least once, because I'll show you guys in a bit, but it gives 1% health every 15 seconds. That's already better than the other thing right there. So that's why I don't like buying that thing. But the repair toolkits, you get this from many places, 3-4, because a lot of people farm there. It's a very powerful health best in slot item. It's a very good one. So this right here, if you're having trouble surviving, then this right here is probably mandatory. Pretty much you want to have this at all times. A lot of health, gives a slight regen every 15 seconds. Let's say your facilities are about 30 seconds to about 1 minute. That procs about 2 to 4 times. So it's about 2 to 4% health every sortie that you go into. Solid. Very good. So that's one of the biggest one right there. The other big accessory that we're talking about for the other stat, evasion, are going to be the washing machines. Washing machines is a very good accessory in this game. 40 evasion is a lot, quite sizable, and gives 60 health right here. Now, not only that, it has a unique skill. Every 20 seconds, 30% chance for the ship using this gear to evade all enemy attacks for 2 seconds. Pretty solid. If you guys don't already know, most of the triggers in this game are about every 20-second interval for like boss fights and whatnot. So having this skill right here is really good. Now, obviously, it's RNG, but if it does go off, it's very good. Very good. So those are the two big accessories in this game. If you want to talk about like full autoing content or whatever, you try to make ships more durable. That's basically what you want to use. You basically use health and you use evasion, and you're good to go for the most part, right? That's how you survive. Now, there's more to it than that. There's a lot of skills in this game that makes it so it's a little bit durable and whatnot. Again, I'm not going to talk about every single one of these ships, but we're going to talk about some of the skills that will help you guys survive a lot better in the game because you're struggling or whatever and so forth and that jazz, right? There's also armor typing as well too, but I'm not going to go into big detail about that. Basically, if you want to have more durable stuff, medium heavy armor are definitely the way to go. So one of the biggest ships in this game, Portland, every person should have this ship maxed out because in terms of having a very early tank in the game, Portland is probably the way to go. Pretty sure everyone has at least leveled up 1 Portland in their lifetime to close to max level or very high level. She's very solid. Back then, back in Generation 1 days, like 2000, early 2019 or whatever, she was one of the Vanguards, if not the biggest Vanguard, with like the highest health pool in the game. Very good. Sizable evasion. Probably the best go-to ship back in the day for that. And she also had that one skill right here. Every 20 seconds, 25% of the decreased damage to the entire fleet by 15%. Obviously, this RNG is not that great though. But very solid. Very solid. Everyone has that kind of skill or whatever. So evasion skills. Stuff like that are very, very good. Now, let's go into some ships that I recommend. And I'm not talking about all of these. Remember, guys, I'm not talking about all of them. Just some that I think are very, very important to have. Very, very important. Eldridge. Eldridge has a skill called Operation Rainbow. Every excuse me. When this ship takes damage, 15% chance to grant 100% evasion to your entire vanguard for 10 seconds. Very, very powerful. Has a 20-second cooldown when activated. Starts the cooldown. Starts the battle on cooldown. So, the moment the fight starts, 20 seconds later, this pops up. You take no damage. That's pretty good in some fights in like PvP back in the day. That's very, very good. It's also very, very good in the current meta fight Helena, where this skill right here, Operation Rainbow, is gonna save your ass because all those lasers or whatever, her skill Operation Rainbow can dodge all of those, every single one of those. Very, very powerful. Now we also have a recent ship that came out. Now some of these are PR ships. I get it, guys. Please forgive me, but some of these ships are PR, so keep that in mind. Anchorage. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have seen a lot of them in PvP. If you guys are up there doing PvP in the higher rankings, you should be seeing some Anchorage around this time right now. She is very, very powerful. I need to sort by rarity, dude. I swear to God, there's too many Vanguards in here. She's very, very powerful. Now, why is that? Because her entire kit is built for just, you can't damage me. You can't damage me. Increase evasion, so there's that as well. So evasion's already high. Well, I'm not maxed out, but evasion's gonna be high. Then you have hide and seek right here. Smoke screen, more evasion, and she gets a heal or whatever. I think somewhere in here. Yeah. If the shield pops, she gets HP. Very tanky. She's like the improved version of Portland. Very, very good. Very, very powerful. And now, if we want to get into more really, really powerful vanguards, let's talk about Jeanne. Jeanne here has, if I can find her, a skill called Holy Prayer. This right here works like Illustrious shield, which I'll talk about in a bit. Basically, it gives 6% of Jeanne's max HP. So let's say it's about 4,200. 6% of that is gonna go. It's gonna make a shield for everyone. So in this case, let me do some math real quick. Let me think. This is like math is really horrible right now. 2,400 HP shield for about a few seconds. 8 seconds. Yeah, 8 seconds. Every 20 seconds. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Obviously, it's not like the best, but like it can tank a lot of damage like Operation Rainbow can. But this right here is really solid. Jeanne right here is a very, very solid ship for having Holy Prayer. Very, very good. Now, again, let's talk about the other ship, Illustrious. Illustrious is something similar to what Jeanne does, except she comes from the back line. Now, obviously, Illustrious is a very, very outdated ship. She's still good in some content like World 12, World 13, but she isn't as used often. Well, when a new plane changes, maybe, but that's another story. Similar here, except in this case, it's 10% of max HP rather than 6%. So it's a lot more potent, a lot more powerful. This right here is still very, very good. Now, that's just for shields and whatnot. There's some other ships I want to talk about as well. Like, you have the in-game shields, like the real shields. Like some ships that do those are like Roon, Muse. You guys probably know those. They have rotating shields and whatnot around them. Now, obviously, these things work differently in the sense that when projectiles are fired and they block them, it negates that projectile damage coming at them. Mines also has this. I can't find them right now. I'm probably gonna go to KMS section right here. Mines also has it. The shield, she puts it in front of it. Roon has the shields rotating around her, and Roon Muse also has shields rotating around her as well too. So you're gonna see a lot of these shields, and basically when you see the shields in action, hit them, block them, take no damage. Simple, right? Very, very simple. And then you have a lot of heals in this game. Now the heals are something entirely different though. I made a separate video about that. But there are heals in this game, and those are also defensive bonuses and whatnot, and that you can add to ships or whatever for the most part. it's entirely different though. But I would watch that video because health healing, whatever, is really important. So watch that. But yeah, the game is very, very simple. For most of the time, people are thinking is due to Vanguard setups. So if you guys are having trouble doing like Vanguard setups, like, oh, your Vanguards aren't tanky or whatever, first of all, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are using Destroyers. Destroyers, now they have high evasion and they work very, very well in like over leveled scenarios. So like let's say you have a Laffy level 110 and she's in a level like 90 zone, she's gonna do pretty well. But when the enemies get to like level 110, the same level as her, she's gonna struggle just a little bit. So you have to be very, very careful about that. That's why better armor typing comes in, like medium armor, heavy armor, vanguards, and whatnot. When you have those things coming in, they're much more robust, much more durable. They're gonna be able to sit there for a long period of time, especially because most people nowadays play the game on auto. You should be okay. So again, if you guys are struggling, just go with the generic setup of just a repair toolkit and the washing machine. When you have the health, you have the evasion, everything else should be okay. It should be okay. After that, make sure you're running the proper armor typing. Your health pool is pretty sizable, whatnot, and you're good to go. So if you're still sinking, either you're not doing enough damage or you're doing something wrong. If your vanguards are sinking, they're not durable enough. If your backline is sinking, then I don't know, probably planes are hitting them or something, or some strong battleship. At that point, you gotta kill them fast or build more anti-air. Simple, right? Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. It wasn't super spectacular, but health, evasion, two very, very important stat. Stack them, and you should be good to go for your vanguards and whatnot. Backline, they have 8,000 health already in the backline, so you shouldn't be worrying about the backline. You should be worrying about stuff in the front, because most of you guys that are sinking are probably sinking in the front, not sinking in the back. Anyways, stack that health, stack that evasion, and I'll see you guys in the next video.